Hi everyone, Julie Lindsay here. This video shows you more how-to approaches to using ThinkSpace, CSU ThinkSpace, and accompanies the live webinar and resources that you can see at that tinyurl.com, ThinkSpace, May 2017. Creating a CSU ThinkSpace is very easy. Just go to thinkspace.csu.edu.au. All of the instructions are here on the website. You can see you just need to log in with your password, single sign-on. There's an About tab. There are sites that you can browse to have a look at, some of the more recent sites. There are policies, there's support, etc. Setting up your first blog site gives you step-by-step instructions on how to set this up. Very simple, very comprehensive. Things like make a website with ThinkSpace, customizing your site resources. These are all things that can come later, but just that essential setup is really simple. One section that I do recommend you take a look at is how to use categories and tags. And this helps you to define the information that's on your journal or blog, particularly as you're going through a course. As students go through a whole course, they do a number of subjects, and you can actually put them into categories and then tag the essential information that you're talking about, writing about, etc. So this is a student. This is their ThinkSpace. They have a blog post or a post there, 29th of April. They have categories. You can see the subjects that they've done. They're currently doing INF 541. But they may be currently or have in the past done these subjects. There's recent posts. They have tweets. They have their personal tweets coming through the right-hand side there, etc. And lots of embedded multimedia. This is the beauty of this medium. You can embed multimedia. Now, if I wanted to see what this student did in INF 532, it's a subject that I run, I can go to that category, and everything that this student posted under that category for that subject, in fact, will be there. So I don't need to wade through any of the other work that this student has done. Of course, this was last year, so all of the work, that was actually their final assignments, quite a lengthy piece of work, and then all of the supporting blog posts for that work. Just looking at another student here, this student has chosen a different type of theme. It has a rotating image at the top, which is quite interesting. It has a number of menus, which you can, if you want to set it up more like a website, you can actually create menus, which is very easy to do. And once again, categories are here, and the blog posts are actually like little widgets there on the page. So latest news and how they're categorized, etc., archives, etc. Another student has two menus, blog and assessed work. So you can go down there and have a look at important work that was assessed. Nice picture there of the student. Categories, random thoughts, me, blog tasks, assessment items, forum posts. These are all the categories are optional. It doesn't have to be just the subjects. I think that's a really good example of how this student is processing the work and thinking about thinking in terms of the degree that she's doing. Recent posts, recent comments is a widget there you can put, and of course the topics. This student, you can see learning, curation, connected learning, connected educator, reflection, social media. So you can see the sort of things, digital storytelling, Twitter, that this student is thinking about. And if it was totally alien to the research and the work that she's doing in her degree, there would be a question mark perhaps there that you could question with this student. But you know, this medium gives you its visibility into the learning, into the mind of the student. It makes learning visible, it makes learning accessible for other students and for the teacher. And finally, this is another student. This is a 3-column template design. This student has about me and home, recent posts. The middle column there is where the main blog posts or journal articles go. Twitter feed, once again there. Categories, tags, 21st century, blog post, connected, digital, literacy, etc. Embedded image, recent comments, One way that I manage ThinkSpace blogs is to ask students to fill in a form at the start of the session, sharing their information so that we can collect all of those blog URLs in the one place. Now, I know that some people like them to just post it on the discussion forum, but this really collects it together. So using Google Forms, you can set up a blank form and create the information that you want to collect, then collect the information into a spreadsheet. Let me show you how to do that. So when you have your Google form, this is what it will look like to the students. This is one that I used last year. It's very simple. They fill it in, they click on submit. Now if you want to go in and edit that at any point, just click on the edit in the top right hand corner there. You can edit any of those questions at any time. Now getting the responses, I just want to show you how to do this. You can go to responses and you can see the responses actually in the Google form. But I always like to see them on the spreadsheet, of course. View responses in sheets. And this is where you get your information poured in. I've actually gone in and color-coded and put them into groups. So you can. This is just an online spreadsheet now. You can do what you like with it. But what I have done, of course, is shared it. Now, if you look at the right-hand top corner here, normally it's just shared with me, but I can go up to share and what I've done is go to advanced. Some of my students wanted to actually be able to join it, and that's fine. I've actually made it so anyone can edit. Now, you have a choice here. You can make it so that anyone can view. You probably don't want comment, or can edit, okay? So possibly just to view would be enough. For some reason I put edit, and that was fine. My students are okay with that. There's no problems. But that's your choice. But then you copy this URL and send it to the students, or create it into a short URL like a tiny URL or bit.ly, etc., and send it to the students, and they'll be able to view the results. Now, that allows them to get each other's blog posts, etc., and find each other's URLs and do the work that you've asked them to do. In terms of management, NetVibes is a great tool for gathering student think spaces together. It's an external tool, it's free to use, netvibes.com. I just want to show you what I've done with student blogs here. So this is my dashboard. You can see it's one of two dashboards that I have. ETL 523 is the subject. And what I've done, each one of these is actually a student portfolio or blog. So this one is called I Dig Digital, which is the name of the portfolio the student has given it. The Teaching River Masters, Not Your Average Joe Blogs, and then Karen Melbourne, Knowledge Networks and Digital Innovation. You can see that there are blog posts feeding through. So this is what we call a RSS feed. So every time that a new blog post comes up, I'll be able to see it through this medium. I won't have to keep going into their blog to see if they've written anything. On the right-hand side here, these are actually older students. They finished last year, they graduated last year, so their blogs haven't been updated recently, so there's nothing coming through. That's why that looks a little different. Now, to add a new student blog, I'm just going to grab Heather's blog here. I'm going to grab her URL. Let me show you what you do here. Back in NetVibes, I go to add. I'm going to add this one, just the reading app. I know it looks a bit confusing. Paste the blog URL there, but then I need to put feed / as well at the end of that. Okay, press enter, and it will bring up that that essential feed. There it is, learn, do, teach, etc. Click on that, and you don't need to wait for it to load, just add it to your dashboard. And there you can see it, Learn, Do, Teach is there. Once again, that student hasn't posted anything recently, so there's no new feeds coming through there. But this is a really, really useful way to get an overall view of who is posting, who's up to date, what are they thinking, etc., without having to open up every blog. So I totally recommend netvibes.com.